supported him. But we have, it's very interesting to me that all three women are mentioned in the story. The men and the women all play a role. And finally, there's the hero and heroine, Mordecai and Esther. And Mordecai, let's see, I've got to say, got it. Mordecai was Esther's uncle, and Esther's parents were no longer there, so he takes in his niece, and Mordecai is involved with things about the palace. He knows what's going on. He's already in trouble with Haman, and there's a big event. There's a vacancy at the top of the harem, so there's a beauty contest, and Mordecai gets Esther to go and be part of it. And of course, she's chosen to be the new queen. And then the story progresses. So Mordecai is the Jewish character, and Esther is the Jewish character. And they, through their own mainly through Esther, they conquer. And they conquered this big Persian empire by telling the truth and telling truth to power, to use another culture's phrase. But anyway, she goes to the king and tells him about the plot to kill the Jews, and that means she would no longer be there, and she's one of them too. Of course, Ahasuerus didn't know that. Anyway, so Esther, finally, in the most daring move of all time, at a time when women did not do this, stood up to him, and the king had already had a decree that Haman could kill all the Jews, but he allowed the Jews to arm themselves, and they fought back. It looked like Haman's troops were going to take over the nuclear plant. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting my stories mixed up. Anyway, so he allowed them to arm he couldn't fight back. No, he was just using economic sanctions. But anyway, he allowed them to have weapons. They have guns at the time, and the Jews won. And there was a big celebration. This is a really revised plot for those of you who know the actual story, but it's the idea. All right, this holiday happened during this time of year in the spring. And those of us who lived in this part of the world, it was cold and dark and gray and snowy and miserable for months. And finally, there are little hints of little bulbs coming up and little green, and there's little patches of blue, and it's getting lighter. And so with the coming of hints of spring and this holiday being set at this time of the year, it became a very joyful holiday. And it's a little bit like Halloween. Oh no, because we wear costumes. It's a little bit like Mardi Gras because there's big parade. Why do we put on costumes? Why do we do that? Well, in the Middle Ages, we started wanting to celebrate in the spring. We were tired of being stuck in our homes on Zoom all the time. So we decided to have these Purim spiels, which later develops into the Yiddish theater, which later develops into Broadway. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, so Purim is this really important holiday, a holiday of celebration, and it has Esther, our hero, our heroine of this story. And there's a couple of things in here. This is a story for everybody. This is a story of bravery. This is the only book in the Bible that doesn't mention doesn't mention God. And so for the religious-minded Jew, God is everywhere. God is always present. God is in the background. God may not show God's self every minute, but God is there. For the secular Jew, humans made it happen. So take it wherever you are on the spectrum. It's an important Jewish holiday with a Jewish value. One thing is to dress up, be happy, be joyful. Don't be depressed, be happy. Whenever you hear the name of Haman, take out your grogger and stamp your feet so that we don't blot. And every bad guy in history, including our newest one, is the Haman of our lifetime. And who thought we'd have a Haman in our lifetime? The most beautiful part of Purim, aside from drinking and eating and loving each other and dressing up, is remembering at the very end, Mordecai said, we got to do something. We got to take care of the poor. And so we give tzedakah, we give charity, and we give gifts. And this is called shalach manot. So little bags of goodies may be coming your way from somebody, or you could make them yourself. And what do you eat? Haman's pockets, Hamantaschen, or his Remy, his ears. Oznei Haman, who wants to eat Haman's ears? Anyway, the pastries look like triangles, pockets, Hamantaschen, or maybe they look like his ears. Okay, so this is a joyful Jewish holiday. Everybody pick one of the characters, decide who you are, be an Esther, be a Mordecai, give to the poor, and pray for peace.
Great.
Thank you, Elissa. That was the most creative story about Purim and shows me how relevant it is to today. Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Elissa, you said that the king knew that Esther was Jewish. Did he or did he not know?
Sorry if I said that, my bad. No, he didn't.
Right,
No,
he didn't know.
he didn't realize. She didn't tell him.
Right, well,
And
no, she
they didn't
wouldn't.
have her- she didn't walk in and say, guess what? I'm Jewish. No, she didn't do that.
Right, okay.
That
The
would've
other
been
thing
tough.
is, somebody texted me while you were talking, but did you mention that St. Patrick's Day and Purim, drinking is involved?
Yes. Well, I mean, what wine, we have the tradition that wine makes us happy. We do that every Shabbat. We do it on holidays. It's almost a mitzvah to be joyful and to find the joy in this beautiful world that's been created by beautiful divine presence. So we're commanded to be joyful, and even in the hardest of times, we have to, and for ourselves or for the planet, we still have to be joyful.
That's why
Find the joy.
Okay,
that's why
thank
we
you.
need to drink wine, because of what's going on in the world, you need a little help to be joyful.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to turn to the Yiddish part of the program. Okay, Judy, we can hear you. Do you want to start? Maybe you can do your own translating
In Yiddish.
in Yiddish and then translate for us into English.
Weil bei uns, Purim ist gewesen bei uns ein sehr großer Jantiv. Dem Tag vor Purim ist gewesen Tanis, Purim Tanis, hat uns das geriefen. Man hat nicht gekannt essen, man hat gefasst den ganzen Tag.
Oh, Judila, you have to now translate into English, please.
Excuse me, would you like me to translate?
Sure. Thank you.
Mit der Leubenisch, ob es geht, ich kann übersetzen. Ob wollt.
Shanim Dank, Suzanne, could you translate for?
Okay, so far, and I should do smaller segments, but
Yeah, well, Judila will do smaller segments. Okay.
Okay, but so far, Judy said to us, Purim was a very big holiday for us. And then you said the day before, the day before we fasted that day, the day of the reading of the Megillah. We fasted an entire day.
Ja, aber meine Mama pflegt backen den ganzen Tag. Was hat sie gebackt? Rogalach und verschiedene Gebäck. Auf der Nacht, wenn es ist gewesen fertig, hat gemacht kleine Päckler, hat es angepackt Und ins Kinder, die wir gegangen bringen durch zu den Schänen, jeder hat gekriegt ein Päckl mit süßen Sachen.
Okay.
Okay, ich will übersetzen. Shane, my mother baked a whole day. Rogelach, was mehr? Süße Sachen, hat ihr gesagt.
Leikach und verschiedene Sachen.
Leikach, things with, the honey cookies and various things. And we children would pack them up in little packages and we would take them to the neighbors.
Die Schänen. Wir haben es übergelost bei der Tür und sind wir weggelaufen.
We left them by the door and we ran away.
In der Heim und gehabt a größe Halle, was es geriefen der Purim College.
Oof, we had a huge challah. We called it the Purim College or the Purim College.
Aber eins haben wir gehabt als Side, man hat gegessen Batok, nicht auf der Nacht. Batok hat man gehabt a größe Side, gefüllte Fisch, Suppe und alle gute Sachen.
Welche Tug, aber fahr de Megillah lehnen oder noch dem?
No, Batok, in middle of the day hat man gegessen.
After the Megillah reading.
Aber haben wir gefasst Erev Purim.
Purim in dem Tug hat man gehabt a große Side. So the day before Purim, the day of the Megillah reading, we fasted. But the next day, we had a big meal in the middle of the day.
Sweets, lots of sweets and all that. Und die Sachen sind gewesen sehr, sehr gut.
Very good things.
Ja, und ins Kinder pflegt man sich fragen. In Kinder haben gekannt gehen von Stieb zu Stieb und haben geklopft auf der Tür.
Kids went from house to house and knocked on the door.
Hand ist Purim,
Oh!
ist aus. Gib mir a Grazer und stipp mich heraus.
Okay, noch einmal. Hand is Purim.
Ist Purim, morgen ist aus. Gib mir a Grazer und stipp mich heraus.
Okay, so today, so they would say a little poem. Today is Purim, tomorrow is not. Gib mir a, was hat man gegeben?
They called it a Grazer, the smallest denomination of money.
Oh, give me a little bit of money and
Like a penny.
then,
Push me.
and push me away.
Gib mir a Grazer und stipp mich heraus. Einer haben gekannt trinken, wo sie haben gewollt. Sie gewähnt, also es kennt sein Schicker den ganzen Tag.
You could drink alcoholically the whole day. A viele Kinder, you? Are you?
Kinder nicht, also aber so haben sie getrinken ein bisschen.
Kids drank a little, but the adults drank as much as they wanted.
Ja, und jedes Kind ist heimgekommen mit einem Päckl Schalchemones von den Schänen.
And every child came home with a little package of the shalach munis, the gift of sweets from the neighbors.
Man hat gegessen, man hat getrinken, gegessen und gehabt a Simcha.
We drank, we ate, and we had a joyous time.
Eins haben wir gesagt, Hummen ist gewähnt, ein Hund mit schwarzen Zähnen.
Woo! We said Haman was a dog with black teeth.
Verschiedene andere Poeten.
Various other poems.
Die Megille ist gewesen eine sehr lange Manse. Die Megille ist gewesen eine lange Manse. Hans sagt man auch, so lang wie eine Megille.
Woo! The Megillah was a very long story. And in fact, today we say it is as long as a Megillah.
Right. Uns haben wir sehr lieb gehabt. Hat sich schon gefreut, because vier Wochen noch Purim ist Pesach. So jeder freut sich schon auf Pesach, because jedes Kind hat gekriegt neue Sachen für Pesach.
Oh, so we got very happy because Purim was 4 weeks before Pesach and everybody got neue Kleider.
Kleider, neue Kleider.
Everybody got new clothes for Pesach.
Jeder, ich hab gekriegt von allem. Und es ist gewesen ein herrlich Leben, aber leider, es hat nicht gedauert lang, in Hitler ist gekommen, another woman ist gekommen
Yes.
mit zerreichen.
It was a holy life, but later another woman came.
Der letzte
Yamach Shemoy came.
Pieren, wo sie mir gewähnen daheim. Und wenn sie mir noch, das ist gewähnt das letzte Pieren, wenn sie mir Mottins wegnehmen von daheim.
Oh, the last Purim we ever had was right before they sent us away from our homes.
No, Mottins wegnehmen Pesach, dem letzten Tag von Pesach.
The last day of Pesach.
Das ist die ganze Masse bei Pieren. Und es ist gewesen ein wunderbares Leben, aber leider Gottes hat es genommen ein Ende.
It was a wonderful life, but sadly, it ended.
Amen. Because demselben Pesach, den letzten Tag von Pesach, haben wir weggenommen ein Ghetto, in der Nacht in Auschwitz, und das ist der traurige Ende.
On the last day of Pesach, they sent us away to the ghetto and then to Auschwitz, and then a sad ending.
Judela, did you want to describe how your mama made Fluden?
Yes, meine Mama pflegt machen verschiedene Sachen, Hummentaschen, Kirchlach, verschiedene, so, aber ein Cake, ein Kuchen, geheißen Fluden. Der Fluden ist gewähnt, der Steak ist gewähnt, gemacht mit Ida-Peter, oder wenn sie es gewollt haben, für Parve oder Margarine genommen. Man hat es sehr dünn ausgewalgert.
Okay, I'll tell so far. My mom made these fluden, and they were either pareve with margarine or they were milchig with butter, and she made them the pastry very thin.
Sehr gut. Dann hat man wenn das Gewinn ausgewalgert, hat man gegeben Nis in Rogenkäse, in Konfitur, alles süße Sachen, auf den ganzen das, und man hat es gerollt. Man hat es gerollt, also wie a roll like that.
Yes, we put raisins and jam in there. And was noch? Ich hab nicht verstanden.
Nuts, Nis.
Nis, nuts.
Verschiedene Nis. Und man hat es gewickelt.
Gewickelt? Was ist das?
Rolled it. They rolled it.
Rolled it, okay.
Und dort haben wir gemacht mit dem Messer, also ja, schräge Mark, und man sollte es keine schneiden. Man hat es gebacken, man hat geschmiert mit ein bisschen Zuckerwasser, und man hat es gebacken. Es ist gewesen sehr gut.
We cut it with a knife, and then we, yeah, mit a messer, yeah, and then we spread it with sugar water, and then we baked it, and it was very delicious.
Und das hat man gegeben, verschiedene Päcklach für das Schänen in der Päcklach.
And we included this in the packages of shalachmanis for our neighbors. Ooh.
In der Nacht hat man gehabt eine große Siede, noch einmal, noch ein Leinen von dem, no, das ist den Tag bevor. Und man hat getrinken, und es ist gewesen ein Ball. Alle junge Menschen sind gegangen, man hat getanzt, man hat gesungen.
Oh, we had a ball. This was like die Nacht von der Megillah lehnen. Yeah,
Das ist gewesen Purim auf der Nacht.
Purim auf der Nacht. So the night of the Megillah reading, we had a ball, and the young people all danced together.
Und das ist leider gekommen in ein Ende, wenn Hitler ist gekommen.
Unfortunately, this ended when Yamach Shemoy, Hitler came.
Well, I tried to get the recipe for Fluden because I thought you would all were just so anxious to make it, but I got so exhausted reading it that it was so much work. So if anybody really wants to make Fluden, you can look it up on,
Under the same name?
yes, you just put in Fluden, F-L-U-D-E-N, and you can have many different recipes,
Really?
many different fruits and many fillings and different opinions on how you can make a better Fluden. But it was exhausting. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. My mother baked so much and the whole town got
In Yiddish. Red Yiddish.
Oh, Mama hat gemacht a Sach Fluden und hat es geschickt von der Schreinem. So jeder hat gegessen Fluden und ist dick geworden.
So my mother baked a lot of Fluden. We gave them to the neighbor, and everybody ate it. And in the letzte Sache habe ich nicht verstanden.
Hat getrinken auch, hat a bisschen Schnaps.
And we also drank a little alcohol, little whiskey.
The last thing was, and they gained weight.
Oh, and they gained weight. Wie hat sie es?
Came fat.
Geworden fett, geworden fett.
Dick geworden. Dick. Heavy.
Dick
I think
geworden.
it's heavy, wide.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah.
Wide.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, now we're going to hear about how Purim is celebrated in Brooklyn in the Satmar community. So Jacob, please take over.
Hi. Hi.
Do you want to should we have Suzanne continue doing the translating, or do you want to do it?
Yes, she'll be better at it than I am.
I doubt that. Ich hab Zweikes.
I'll speak a bit of I have a question for Judy, actually. Ein Mama gemacht Holopjes auch?
Holopjes.
Das ist wunderbar, weil das ist schon der Mahlzeit. Das ist schon der Nachtmahl. Das ist schon
Ja.
Sehr
That's
gut.
a nighttime dish. Cholops and in stuffed cabbage, name?
Cabbage.
Stuffed cabbage. Oh, mwah.
I used to make that.
Yeah.
Claire made.
So, mein Mama macht Holopjes jedes Jahr. Und ins Hammer Aside, bei Nacht noch ein Ausfasten.
Yeah.
So the first night we have a meal. And it's everything is we don't have
Yiddish.
I'll speak Yiddish, sorry. Ins Hammer nicht kann milchige Sachen. Weil alles ist fleischig bei der Sides.
We don't have
So-
any dairy. Everything is fleshig. I'll let you translate. I mean, weil die redt sehr gut die English.
All right, I'll try. So we don't, and in summer das Sida bei Nacht noch ein Ausfasten, so we fast all day, Tanis Esther, the day before, and then we have dinner, a big meal.
Yiddish.
So I just said that. I'm just
Translating what he said.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
And no, it's okay. Shalach Munas is a große Sache. Vor Wochen macht man jeder eine was, wo sie kennen tun mit der Shalach Munas, mit der Päcklich. So Shalach Munas is a way for a household to show off what they can do. So everybody wraps it in different ways, and they send these little packages to each other, and it's all glitz and glamour. Noch dem, ja, man kocht das Sach, meine Mama kocht Zara Sach. Meine Mama, meine Geschwister kochen, backt das Sach, man trinkt das Sach.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cooking, a lot of baking. There's a lot of drinking. I feel like the erste Nacht trinkt man in so the erste Nacht wie es geht ist, man fast den ganzen Tag.
Yeah.
The first night you fast all day. Nun geht man in Schiel in Lein de Megillah. and nur dem fast man aus. So then you go to shul, you fast all day, you go to shul. There's the Megillah reading, which is about, I think, 45 minutes. And then you break your fast, and then the party starts. Noch a Sache ist gein noch Geld. Sag Menschen gein schnorren.
Yeah.
So in geworden als Sache heutzutage is as yeshivas schicken the Kinder and the teenagers schicken sie schnorren. So a big thing is going begging for money. So, and it became a thing, at least when I was a kid already, I mean before that as well, the schools send the kids to collect money for them. In Williamsburg geworden als Menschen bucheren, renten, zij dingen mobile homes or party buses. En we gaan erin van een zum anderen, sie gieden, sie das schieren, got maar in a schnarred geld. So it became a thing that kids, I mean, mostly in their teens, late teens, I guess high schoolers, they rent a party bus, and then they go from one rich person to another rich person, and they ask for money. And to do loudspeakers, it's hoge music off in gas. It's a bissel chaotic. They put on music on the buses and outside of the buses, and there's a lot of noise, a lot of traffic. What's noch? Purim Batug is do Megillah Leinen. We gaan een schiel met dan Shachris, do Megillah Leinen. En nog dem, so do Menschen machen 2 Sides. Bei uns in der Heim haben wir gemacht 1 Side. So my erst etwas in der Früh, but noch macht man 1 Side nur, and this is mehr noch Mittag. So some people do 2 meals during the day. We do a meal at night, the night before, and one meal in the afternoon. And you just eat something in the morning. So you go to read the Megillah, come home, eat something, and you start drinking. It's chaotic. Ja, Menschen gehen eins zum anderen. Man geht, meine Eltern gehen zu meinem Baba. My parents go to my grandmother, and the ganze Sprüche-Kinder. All my extended family comes there. Lots of drunks, very rowdy. I have mixed feelings about that.
Ein Frage, Jakob, ein Frage, also geht, die Frauen auch trinken also? Do the women also drink to excess?
Nein.
No.
No,
So usually,
Männer,
yeah.
only the guys.
Ja, Frauen trinken etwas, but yeah, Frauen werden nicht ungetrinken. At least, nicht sicher sein. Women don't drink, at least they don't get drunk, not that I've seen at least. Yeah, so, and it goes, es geht bis spät in der Nacht, that's the zweite Tag, so Purim, a ganzen Tag is just free for all, and es geht bis spät. It goes till late in the night, the second day. The thing is, the minute and the adults, the ältere Menschen, sie verstellen sich nicht bei uns. Nur die Kinder verstellen sich.
Oh, the
So-
grown-ups. Oh, I'm sorry, you talk.
No,
Yeah, it's okay. You can do it. You can do
Okay,
that.
the grown-ups don't put on costumes, only the kids.
Oh.
At least bei uns.
Yeah.
Eine tun sie a funny hittel. You know, somebody will put on a funny hat or a t-shirt or something, but there won't be any dressing up, except for the kids will. Yeah.
Looks like Joan has
Yes.
a question.
Yeah. Die Kinder und die Menschen haben nicht kein Arbeit und nicht kein no school and no work. That's how they can be all out drinking and celebrating. Yes.
Other than I a Arbeit. So they don't go to work. They take off. It's a major holiday.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's more major than Hanukkah, for instance, because in
Oh.
Hanukkah you light the candles at night. But bei dem keine
not in the
keine
Torah.
Arbeit nicht. Yeah, keine Arbeit nicht.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it. I'm not sure what else to say. I think you get the picture.
You didn't have a ball in the evening?
Nein. Menschen kommen sich zusammen bei der Eltern und dort, also wenn man sagt, hol man.
Oh, yeah.
No, just people get together at the parents and extended family, and there's music always, and people dance and just eat. There's a lot of food.
Yeah.
And the bus goes only to rich people's houses to collect money?
Usually, because they have to pay for the bus. They're renting it afterwards.
Okay, Janet has a question.
Because
Janet?
Julia always wanted to come at 8:30. That's too early for me. Oh, yeah, but.
Okay, Janet?
Yes,
Janet Fink?
Yes, but one of the.
I texted her to dust the tops of the cabinet.
Excuse me, but I think
Exactly.
From West?
Janet Fink, please.
I just wanted to say that it's one of the few times in Judaism where people are urged to drink and until you can't tell Haman from Mordecai. Otherwise, except for because when Noah got drunk, that wasn't considered a very nice thing. You're allowed to, you're enjoined to drink wine, but not to get drunk. No.
So there's one more time where people get really drunk. I mean, not everybody, but many people do. Is Simchas Torah,
Well,
which
we're
is
we're told
Yes.
to be joyous.
right.
We're told to be joyous.
Right.
But this is really, it's almost like a commandment to drink, but I don't think that otherwise it's a great Jewish mitzvah.
Right. That's right.
Suzanne, you have a question?
Ja, dank. Seid mir Michael, weil öfter wissen alle das, aber ja, so kommt ihr zu uns, du. I said, please excuse me, maybe everybody else knows, but how do you come to us? How have we discovered you?
Judy, you want to take this?
Okay. Jacob is a friend of the family and a new friend of the family. And I met him at a family gathering and we connected and I told him about our group and he volunteered to join us from time to time. So he was a wonderful discovery. And
Oh, yeah.
Yasha.
Anybody else have any questions for Yanko? Okay, Claire?
In California, Purim is not such a big thing, except in the very Orthodox communities. But at my synagogue, they combined Purim with sort of a Halloween. And I remember that we used to dress in costumes. And I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, singing Hebrew music from the choir loft. It was such a juxtaposition, but every year we used to get dressed up and the kids used to get dressed up in costumes. And on another matter of Jews drinking, you probably don't know this, but Central Synagogue, which broadcasts Shabbos, Friday night services from JBS, because we had a very, very prominent member who was a serious alcoholic, Central Synagogue is the first synagogue in New York State to establish a full chapter of Alcoholic Anonymous.
Really?
Because, so.
Does anybody want to describe how they celebrate Purim in their family here in America? Okay. No other questions for Jacob or for Judy?
Also, I just wanted to say that we did also have costumes when I was a child, and we you know, heard the Megillah reading, and but I had never experienced what happens with Shalach Manot, with Shalach Manas, until we lived in a small town in New Jersey, and suddenly people showed up at my door with packages of food when my kids were little, and we were members of a synagogue and part of a group. Anyway, we knew people, and they showed up with these beautiful bags filled with goodies. And after that, David and I have continued that tradition, because when someone shows you something and provides an example, then that's the best teacher of all. And I'd like to say that that Jewish schools, whether they're day schools or religious schools, or I don't know what happened in the workman's circle schools, but the religious schools always made a very big deal out of Purim, because to teach Jewish values, to teach Jewish history, to teach, and it was a promotion for the kids to get more involved in the Jewish community and in the act of being Jewish. So it's a very big deal. So the Purim play, even as a child, we had Purim plays. Like I said, they had Purim plays in Europe. Yes, and I remember there were Purim balls, not when I was a kid, but more my parents' age. And then of course the food and all of that good stuff. So it's a very big deal in Jewish schools, and adults want to get in the act and be children all over again. So you'll see that too, as a way of, you know, if you can't read the Megillah for yourself or hear and understand it, at least you can put on a mask, at least you can put on a costume, at least you can have a little schnapps. So, you know, there's different things for different people to do.
Judy,
Okay.
yeah, in our congregation, which is Reform, we have a big thing with the Shalach Manot. It's a congregational thing. People can send gifts to individuals, or they can give a lump sum to send greetings to the whole congregation and stuff, and sometimes come home and find a little package at your door. But also, we have two Purim spiels, one for everybody, including the children, and then there's one on Saturday night that's adults only. It's sort of not X-rated exactly, but a little more racy. And they usually take a recent show and parody it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Chabad house, right? Chabad?
What?
No.
Do that at
No, I
Chabad.
said it's a Reform congregation.
Oh.
Joan Krantz? You unmute yourself, please.
When I was a little girl, I only went to Sunday school, but I loved Sunday school. And we also had a costume parade on Purim, and there was a contest, and you dressed up only as one of the characters from Purim. And so for 1 or 2 years, I dressed up as Esther, and everybody went on the stage. And of course, there would be 25 or 30 girls dressed up as Esther, and it was very difficult to win a prize. So I had an idea. I noticed that very few girls dressed up as Vashti. So the next year, I dressed up as Vashti, and I got a prize, and I still have the prize.
Joan, did you go naked?
No.
Naked is a midrash.
I didn't know that
On a
part of the
horse.
story. They didn't tell us that part of the story. It was just, she refused to dance for the king. That's what we were told. Okay.
Thank you.
Naked is a midrash. It's not in the Megillah.
Oh, really?
That's true, but it's a better story.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to, if anybody has anything else to say, if there's nothing else, I want to invite you who wish to come to Conversational Yiddish. We're meeting in 2 weeks. and we're meeting in person. And we attempt to speak Yiddish only. And I do have a special list for that to announce the meetings because not everybody wants to attend. But if there's anyone here who's not on my list and wants to attend, please raise your hand and let me know. And okay, Suzanne, wonderful. I have your email, right, Suzanne? You get, okay. Anyone else want to come to conversational Yiddish in person? Okay,
Yes, me.
Claire?
Barbara, if you take,
Barbara's already on my list. You know
Good.
that.
I thought,
right? Okay, we have here Barbara. No, it's not Barbara. It's, can't remember your name. Okay, I think you're already on my list, but
okay.
anyone else who's not on my list that wants to be invited?
Where is it?
I saw Barbara Ostroff's hand, a different Barbara. I don't know. If that
Yes, right. I think Barbara is already on my list. Okay.
No, it's
Where is it?
Norman.
the other is
Judy,
Barbara.
it's Norman Ostroff, not me. I don't speak Yiddish.
Okay, it's Norman that wants to come. Very good.
Where is it? Wie is es?
We are, VSS. We meet in the State Theater in the
Oh,
lobby.
right.
And I can't remember if it's 1 or 1:30.
What
Oh,
day?
We meet in the afternoon.
I think it's 1:30.
Oh, I want to
So
double
it's
check.
March what?
I'm going to send another email, but, you know, I will try.
What day is it?
It's 2 weeks for the 18th of March.
March 18th.
Oh, I have it already.
Well,
Right, and you said to bring a beverage.
1:30 in the afternoon, 1:30.
In the lobby.
Okay, we do not serve any food. Not exactly, unless some people bring it, which Brucha usually brings food anyway, but because of the COVID, we ask you to just bring your own water or whatever you want to drink. Maybe you want to drink a little wine or bring it, but we don't serve anything because of the COVID. Okay, we have here Sandy, yes?
I just want to say, I live in Westport, so I am divorced from all this. But I know Annette, and I had the best morning. The women here, I don't know about the men, but so articulated. And it was wonderful. And thank you all. And eat Hummintaschen without any of the calories.
Yeah, right, that's the problem.
Okay, so
And are you Debbie's sister?
Who's asking the question?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Lady.
I am Debbie's older sister.
Uh-huh,
Oh.
uh-huh. You
And-
look wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And you have beautiful teeth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank my parents.
Okay.
Every week we went to
in Yiddish.
ja, jedes Woche wir sind gefahren in was is Lebanon Bridgeport? What's the name of a town, Lebanon Bridgeport?
Fairfield?
No, noch
Southport?
Oh, ich kann es nicht.
Stratford,
Oh,
Westport.
Trumbull, Monroe,
What was the restaurant?
Elton.
Well, she really knows her
ich kann
geography.
es nicht ermonnen. Aber Ashtut.
Weston?
No, it's so weird. It's like, Dr. Nachbar was, ich will gewohr werden. Aber ist jedes Woche, wir sind gegangen für die 10. So thank God to my parents who worked so hard and saved me from having a mouth like this.
Suzanne, where did you learn your Yiddish?
Yeah.
Ich erzählach. I'm trying to find this town because it's, you all know it, Nachbar orthodontist. Let's see if I can find him. Okay. Es sind da Sach Nachbar orthodontist. There are a lot of those guys. Anyway, nu is, ich bin a Singerke, wenn ihr kennt man Sprüche. In in Judy. Judy is noch du? Judy ist du. Ja, Judy kennt man Schwester sehr gut.
Wieso heißt sie?
Debbie
who?
Debbie Katschko Gray, die Chasente. Sehr, ja, sie sind sehr getraue. They're very good friends.
I used to know your mother, she should rest in peace.
Oh,
I never walked away without pissing in my pants from her.
oh,
She was hysterical. I used to go to Bethel and a long time ago.
oh, I want to be in touch with you if it's okay, because I would love to hear your story. If
My
you're
God.
getting the answers.
I was getting with Maddie Sobel when they had her 50th.
Put a towel in it.
And
something in it.
Barbara is
You
my
have a long one. It's made for a
that's
huge piece of bread.
Who is your sister?
It's
And-
not for that.
that's a hint,
There.
right?
This is for crackers.
somebody is
Also,
on
the box is
Joan,
made.
Joan.
please
Oh,
mute
I'm
her.
sorry.
You need to mute yourself.
Barbara is mein Cousine.
Barbara who?
Hat gewollt reden, du?
Oh,
Ich will sagen etwas von Suzanne. Sie hat gelernt ihr Yiddish from YIVO. Sie ist
Ja, du
getting
auch.
a scholarship.
Ja, Emes. Oh,
And sie
Vermont.
und noch sie hat Stimme, a good call. No, Stimme, a voice.
Ah, Stimme. Ja, Adam.
Ja.
Ja,
was ist die Stimme?
voice. I'm a singer. I'm a chazante, actually. I have a cantorial position on Long Island. The ganze Mishpoche sind in Chazonim. Mein Tate, alle v'sholem, es gewesen a Chazan. Die Schwester, was kennt sehr, sehr gut Judy und hat sie sehr, sehr lieb, is also a Chazante. And mein Seide ist gewesen sehr berühmter Chazan. Yeah, Adolf Katchko was quite a renowned cantor and composer. That was my grandfather, my father's father. He was the chazan in Anshe Chesed in New York City from Poland. Aber Avade is the ganze Mishpoche umgekommen. Of course, his entire family was murdered. He was the only one who escaped because he was a rock star. He was a star, and so he got out in the early 20s. Aber noch eine Sache. Ja, ich habe angehalten, sich zu lernen Jiddisch, wenn ich gesungen. Ich habe gelernt die Wörter. So I learned lyrics from the Yiddish songs. I had actually a career as a Yiddish singer and still do. And so I learned lyrics, but I couldn't talk. So in 2009, and thank you, my lovely cousin Barbara, my darling, darling cousin Barbara, I finally studied in YIVO for the summer. You study full time. But Sie habe ich der Leute nicht zu erzählen, a kleine Manze. Could I tell a little story?
Yes.
Yes.
So, wir haben gehabt, well, okay. Die Mishpoche Schechter ist sehr, sehr reingenommen in Yiddishisten.
Nice.
Yeah, Judy knows of them. The Schechter family is very involved in Yiddish scholarship. The father, Mordechai Schechter, was a professor at Columbia University and very involved in creating Yiddish programs, the Yiddish League, etc. His sister, Bela Schechter Gottesman, Alea Shulam, was a beautiful artist. So I have to tell this so quickly. And if I tell it in both languages, maybe it'll make everybody late. I don't know. Should I say it in English just?
No, say the Yiddish.
Okay. Is the Schechter Mishpoche hat gegründet a Woche von Yiddish, a ganze Woche von Yiddish, was heißt Yiddish Woche. Ihr sollt kommen, Judy. Ich wollte stark gewollt, als ihr sollt kommen. Einmal. They make a whole week of Yiddish. It's called Yiddish Woch, Yiddish Week. People come from all over the world, literally Brazil, Israel, South America, to speak Yiddish for a week. So right after nachdem was ich sich gelernt bei Ivo, bin ich gegangen in der Yiddish Woch. Right after I studied at Ivo for the summer, I went to this Yiddish Week thing. Und ich habe gesehen, eine Frau, wo sie ist gesessen allein. Ich bin zu ihr gegangen, weil ich habe gemeint, Sashud, sie sitzt allein.
Yeah.
I saw a woman sitting alone. I thought, it's a shame. She's sitting alone. Let me sit with her. Ich habe nicht verstanden kein Wort Yiddish, Kimat. I barely understood any Yiddish. And she sie hat angefangen, mir zu reden. Yiddish mit Asa Geist, with such a beautiful spirit, such a beautiful person. Aber ich habe gar nicht verstanden. I understood almost nothing. I'm like, sehr interessant. Aber ich habe gehabt an Eitze. I had a thought. I said, I wonder if she's lonely. Weil ich habe gewusst, I said, ich habe sich gefragt, es dachte sich mir, als sie ist öfter allein. Maybe she's lonely, ähnlich. Maybe she's lonely. I just had this thought because I knew her husband was gone, and here she was sitting alone, although she had like nieces, the Plemenitzes and Givendol. Ich habe gemeint, öfter ist sie allein. In 6 Chadoshim habe ich gekriegt, eine Stelle zu sein, ihr Assistent. Ich habe gar nicht getan, das gewinnt ein Nest von Gott. I said, within 6 months, I got a job as her live-in assistant. I did nothing to make this miracle happen. It was an absolute miracle. I mean, der Sinn hat erzählt in Emetzen, als hat gedacht, a Frau, was kann Yiddish, in so weiter. Her son told somebody I know, I need somebody who speaks Yiddish to help my mother. Und ich habe gekriegt die Stelle, ich habe gewohnt mit Belle Schechtel Gottesmann 3 Jahre.
Mit der Frau?
Mit der Frau. Und wir sind geworden sehr, sehr gute Freund. Sehr erfahrene Frau.
In welchem Land ist sie gekommen?
Von Czernowitz. Where did Bela come from? From Czernowitz, Romania.
Romania.
Yeah, demot Romania, it's der Ukraine.
Yes, it's Ukraine.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it's Ukraine.
Yes. Oh, und sie ist gewesen a Schreiber von Lieder. Sehr feine Schreiber. Sie habe ich der Leubenisch, euch zu lernen, a klein Lied? Papieren?
Was sagst du?
Could I teach you a small song that she wrote? That's a very easy song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shane. Okay. 1 Minute. Ich darf trinken ein bisschen Wasser. Ich suche, es ist Wasser.
And use your voice, Suzanne. I want to hear the cantorial listen from you.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to give you my phone number after. I lived next door to Lindsay Marcus.
No. Oh, we have to talk. Oh my gosh. We have so much to say. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow.
Back in time.
Wow. Okay. So this is a song that says goodbye.
I beg.
It's a very sweet song and it's easy to learn. The refrain is, sei gesinnt, Zeit zu gehen, muss man gehen. Good, wishing you well. It's time to go. one must go. That's the whole refrain.
Ah.
Is Zug über mir. Man soll sagen, Zug über mir, oder?
Ja. Jawohl, sag es noch.
Say it after me.
Ja,
Das noch einmal.
Zug es noch einmal. Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt.
Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt.
Gesinnt.
Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt.
Sei gesinnt.
Zeit zu gehen.
Zeit zu gehen.
Zeit.
Zeit zu gehen.
Time to go.
Zeit zu
Zeit,
gehen.
meaning
gehen.
time. Zeit
Time.
zu gehen. Muss man gehen.
Zeit zu
Muss
gehen,
man
muss
gehen.
man gehen.
Must go.
Ist, der Refrain geht so.
Aber singen.
Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt. Zeit zu gehen, muss man gehen. Sei gesinnt, Zeit zu gehen, muss man gehen. Ist noch mehr. Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt.
Sei gesinnt, sei gesinnt.
Zeit zu gehen. Wait, Zeit zu gehen. Zeit
Zeit zu gehen.
muss man gehen.
Muss man gehen.
Sei gesinnt. Zeit,
Sei gesinnt.
Zeit zu gehen. Muss
Zeit,
man gehen.
Zeit zu sein, muss man gehen.
Muss man gehen.
Muss man
Sehr
gehen.
Is ich sing vielleicht öfter die Strophe.
Das ist eine sehr traurige Sache. Müssen wir gehen, hat es weggeschickt.
Right.
Was sagst du? Was,
She
say
said
again.
that's a very sad thing. We must go. They sent us away. Taka, ich bin nicht sicher. I'm not sure that that was the feeling when she wrote it, because when I tell you the verses, you'll see es ist gewesen in freiliche Zeiten. It was from happier times when you had a close friend and the verse says something like, you know, we just met. It feels like I've known you my whole life. Oh, well, gotta go now. But it was fun. It's,
Suzanne, wie wohnst du?
ich wohne jetzt in Bronx, aber ich suche einen Platz in Mizrach Long Island, wo ich arbeite wie Chazante.
Was ist Mizrach? What's Mizrach?
Mizrach is the east.
Oh.
Looking for an apartment in eastern Long Island where I serve as a cantor.
A cantor. Oh, efter trefft man da Platz so in...
Was ist der Name von der Schiel or whatever it is?
The Jewish Center of the Moriches, right
yes.
near West Hampton. Aber
you're at Hampton.
was hat ihr gesucht, Judy, wegen Gesundheit, öfter? Was hat ihr gesucht nach dem? Nur was hat ihr etwas gesucht?
Norfolk.
Nur was. Just now you said something.
Ich kann treffen, a Platz für dir, du zu singen, du zu kommen, nach Connecticut.
Ja, ich habe jetzt. Okay, I'm going to plot here. I'm about to tell Judy that the reason I can come, of course, there are always trains, to Connecticut to sing a concert there, which please, mit alle covered. I would just love it. Af Yiddish, everything in Yiddish with translations, is because her good friend, meine Schwester, ihr sehr teure Freund, hat mir gegeben eine Neute. Her friend gave me a car.
Oh.
Can you believe it? My sister Debbie, my little Debula, gave me a car. She had an extra.
Okay, well, it was a very appropriate ending to our day today.
I just want to add one thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Suzanne comes from sehr musical family. Your Mutter gespielt the organ.
Ja.
When Debbie's given in
Norwalk.
Norwalk. Your Vater given gespielt the viola in their symphony.
Sidney Epstein, former CEO of Allied Van Lines, der Brüder von meiner Mutter, hat gespielt Viola in Fiedel. Ja.
And your Tante gespielt der cello.
Oh.
Ethel.
Ethel hat gespielt Cello. Wow.
Ethel, Ethel introduced Sydney to was given sein Vibe, Paula.
Paula.
Schön. Später werden wir sich erzählen.
Wait,
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming to, I think with that, we better end. It's getting.
One more.
What about the homework?
One more thing.
Oh, the homework.
Yeah, it's
I
very
can see
quick.
these people, they don't want to leave, do they? Okay, let's see. Here's the homework. Aha, homework. Okay. It's really baby stuff now after listening.
Sorry,
to all-
Judy. I need to go. I need to
Oh,
catch a train.
please. Thank you
All right.
so much, Jacob, for.
Shane and
attending.
Dane.
Hope
pleasure.
you'll come back to us again one day. Thank you so much for coming.
Auf Veilig Purim.
Going to your family.
Happy Purim.
Ja,
Ja,
Don't get
Veilig
too
Purim.
drunk.
Bye
Janko,
bye. Thanks.
sehr angenehm. Sehr angenehm.
Sorry.
Sehr
Yeah, thank you.
angenehm.
Thank you. Sky.
Oh,
Thank
schkoje.
you. Bye bye.
All right.
Okay, the homework. Was machst du?
How
How are you?
How are you?
Na, aha. No.
What?
Does anyone know what was machst du? Oh yeah, how are you? Right.
How
Oh yes. Okay, what a teacher I am. Was machst du? How are you? Fühl sich nicht gut.
I don't feel good.
I don't feel well.
I don't feel well.
Don't ask.
That's another answer.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Nicht kosher.
Not kosher.
Not kosher.
Not
Actually,
bad.
It means not bad. It doesn't mean kosher.
Means not
Ah.
hard. Das kommt von Lashon Kodesh, nein? Nicht kosher, not hard.
Kosher means not so good.
Uh,
No?
Oh, not good.
bad.
It's a Yiddish name.
Not
What does
bad
it
or
mean,
not so
Judy?
good?
Not so good.
Not
Nicht
so good.
kosher. Dank Gott, sehr gut.
Thank you.
I'm very, very good.
Nicht dahin, nicht daher.
Not
Neither
here
here
nor
nor
Neither
there.
here or there.
Neither here nor there.
Fine, a dank.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fine, thank you. Okay, everybody gets an A. That's the homework.
It's a great session.
Women get your Hamantaschen. Do you bake your Hamantaschen?
Well, maybe tomorrow. I didn't bake it today. We still have a week, right?
Yeah, I was just getting
Yeah.
excited.
And to answer, let me see, Carol, I had a question. Did anyone make their Hamantaschen with, she asked, with yeast? My mother made it with yeast.
No.
Very good.
My mother made it with yeast. Okay, so hopefully we'll meet the first Friday in April. And those of you who are going to attend Conversational Yiddish, I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for your translation work. It was fabulous.
Such an honor.
It's an honor for us, and with such expression, it was beautiful. And thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Judula, and thank you all for coming.
Ich
And-
habe a Frage. Judy,
Yeah?
do we go in the front door of the State Theater or the back where you
The
guys
front
meet?
door, you go in the
Okay.
front door.
I'll
Okay.
be your son.
You can park in the back, but walk into the front
Okay.
door. And bring your own water because we don't serve anything. Okay, thank you all.
Great
Um,
session, terrific.
Judy, this was so beautiful. A quick question.
Okay.
Would it inconvenience you or anyone if anyone wants to actually hear a Purim song, Hop meine Humentaschen? I would love to sing it for you now, if anybody wants to stay and hear it.
Okay. Is it okay? I mean, if those who have to leave, then I understand, of course. And by the way, Svetlana, oh, she left?
Ja, no, ich bin da. Ich bin da.
Svetlana, you come all the way from Canada.
Ja,
right?
ja.
So Svetlana wins the prize. She comes not only from Western Canada, right?
Ja.
Welcome, Yisrael.
A schönen Dank.
Von wannen in Kanada?
Vancouver, Kanada. Ich wohne in Vancouver.
Wow.
Welcome.
A Dank. A Naches zu sein da.
Valens.
Okay, Suzanne, sing away.
All right. I'm getting my Mir Trogna Gesang. Okay. Wait a minute. Ich meine es. Okay, Suzelle geht's anders, aber ich kann es singen. Jachne dwoje fort in Mark, sie hat sich in ein Backen. Fort auf Purim, fort auf Mark kaufen Mehl, in Taschen backen. Hop meine in Taschen, hop meine Weiße, hop mit meine in Taschen, hop passiert am Mainze. Hold on, wart 1 minute, weil ich habe es nicht gefunden, in die Wörter sind so komisch. Hold 1 quick second, it's in a different book, and I don't want to rob you of these cute words. Skate a Regen, skapet fin die Dächer, jachne viert schon Kornmehl in a Sack mit Lecher. Jachne carrying a sack of cornmeal in a bag with holes. Hop meine in Taschen, hop meine Weiße, hop mit meine in Taschen, hop passiert am Mainze. Jachne trug schon Schalach Mones zu der Mummiente. 2, 3 schwarze Humentaschen, halb Bräu, halb verbrannte. Horrible little Humentaschen, half raw, half burned. Hop meine Humentaschen, hop meine Weiße, hop mit meine Humentaschen, hop passiert am Mainze. Noch einmal. Hop meine Humentaschen, hop meine Weiße, hop mit meine Humentaschen, hop passiert am Mainze.
What's this voice? What's that?
Weiße, hot passiert am Mainze.
No, the first part.
Hop meine Humentaschen, hop meine Weiße. My white Humentaschen.
Oh, white. Oh.
Yeah. A Dank, Frau Kovic.
A Dank.
A schönem Dank.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sei gesund, Alice.
Sei gesund. Thank
Das war
you.
nicht ein Bissel Yiddish.